In this video, I will show you how to create the most realistical images, how to upscale correctly, and what the best tools are for turning your AI images into a story. Just like everything else, if you want to get the best results, you need to combine a few tools to really stick out and bring your stories to life. To make it as easy as possible, I have included a custom GPT that will help you write better prompts when generating realistical images. It works for both Midjourney and Flux. It will take care of the details and stylization for every image you need. I will also compare and combine both Midjourney and the new Flux Realism model to show you how we can achieve the greatest possible results. I will also share a little trick that I use to bring my AI images to the next level using a special upscaler that refines the image instead of just increasing the resolution.
Don't forget to subscribe.
For those that like to edit images and videos, I have something good for you as well. Lastly, I will give you the honest truth about working with AI models and how to approach it to really stay ahead and be effective. Let's start with the prompts. If you are getting frustrated by not getting good images when generating, it's probably because of your prompt. A prompt is a description of what you want the AI to create or do for you. I used to write my prompts manually, word for word, and that helped me understand how these models work. However, lately I use AI for that and instead have a conversation about what I want. And once I feel I have made myself clear, I can tell ChatGPT, Perplexity, or Claude to give me different variations of a prompt. This is great if you're not very good at English or don't have a big vocabulary to describe and include all of the keywords that you would like for a specific image. Even if you're great at describing your vision, it's great to get some inspiration from the AI when prompting for an image. I have made this custom GPT to help you prompt for better realistical looking images. You can find the link in the description below. I simply write what I want without overthinking it. A Santa sitting on a chair and holding a cat in a cozy cottage. And there we go. Now we get a prompt that is adapted for Midjourney, including the aspect ratio, stylization in the raw settings for better images, and control. Now let's use this to generate a few images. The only thing to keep in mind here is that in Midjourney, you need to include the parameters at the end of the prompt. For Flux, however, paste the entire prompt and remove the ending. It's because we have a different user interface inside of Openart, which makes it easier to adjust the settings for our images. Let me show you. For Openart, go to Create Image, then under Model, click on the Switch button. They have a lot of great models to choose from. I will go with the latest Flux Realism one here. Now, under Prompt, write or paste your prompt. Remember to remove the parameters in the end of your description. Further down, if you want to change the aspect ratio, click here and choose one of the alternatives and then Create. Alright, now let's generate a few images using the same prompt and compare the two models with each other. In the first image, you immediately sense a cinematic flare with dramatic lightning and a glowing orb that stands out against the deep shadows. The characters wear flowing robes, lending the scene an ornate movie poster feel. In contrast, the second image, the Flux one, relies on more muted tones and realistic textures. Clothing, rock formations, and details all seem more grounded and believable. This approach feels less theatrical and focuses on a natural cave-like atmosphere that emphasizes subtle realism over drama. In this one, the Midjourney image has a distinctly enchanted feel with a golden glow and glowing butterflies that create a whimsical, almost fairy tale ambience. The baby's eyes reflect wide-eyed wonder as soft light cascades over delicate curls. By contrast, the Flux version feels a bit more serene and grounded. A basket in the middle of some lush greenery at sunset where the butterfly's subtle pop of color draws the eye. Although both images share a warm, dreamlike quality, Midjourney leans toward a heightened fantasy, while Flux presents a gentler, more natural interpretation of the same magical moment. And in this one, the Midjourney shows a more film noir drama with the smoky backlit train looming behind the subject as she stands in a trench coat. The lighting and composition really show a sense of suspense as though she's stepping into a classic detective story. The Flux one, however, this version feels more grounded, capturing a crisp, hazy railway platform and a vintage train that looks historically plausible. While both evoke a timeless elegance, Midjourney leans into cinematic tension, whereas Flux opts for a muted, authentic period setting. So overall, the strengths of Midjourney is it captivates with a cinematic flair and dramatic atmosphere, and the weakness is that it can feel slightly over-stylized, sacrificing some realism. When it comes to the Flux model, it excels at delivering grounded details and authentic settings like the one we saw in the cave, and it may appear less visually striking or wow-worthy compared to more stylized outputs. Now that we know both Midjourney and Flux has its weaknesses and strengths, we can use that to our advantage. A great tool to help us with that is the new AI Upscaler inside of Openart. Let me show you what's so special about this Upscaler. First, upload your image in here, and instead of just upscaling and increasing the pixels of your original image, we'll use the refined upscale option in the middle. This is very interesting because it is simply more intelligent than your ordinary upscaler. It uses AI to really understand the different parts of your image and edits the details while simultaneously increasing the resolution and quality. Down here, we can adjust the creativity or how similar we want the new upscaled image to be compared to the first image. Normally, I would say keep it at default, but I deep dived a little bit and found some interesting stuff that will definitely give you better AI images, especially if you're tired of getting wrongly generated hands and feet. Let me show you some examples so that you can remember this easier. So for this image of the man sitting on the roof, we have this from Midjourney, which is my favorite out of the bunch I generated. However, the quality isn't very good and the background seems alright until you look at the details. One example is the windows of this house. They don't look right. And another thing are the trees in the background. They look boring and almost forced there. Now look at the refined upscaled version. It's incredible. You're not afraid to look at the details anymore. Everything makes sense and the quality is just better. For this one, I decreased the creativity to 0.1. This one here is with the default setting of 0.5. And last but not least, this one is set to 0.9. So what can we learn from this? Well, if you look closely at the village, you see that in the first one with the lowest creativity setting, we get an image that resembles the original one from Midjourney the most. We have the same architecture and buildings with some minor tweaks. However, if we compare it with the one with the most creativity, you see that the entire village has been changed and it has a more modern look to it. For this image, I prefer the upscaled version with the subtle changes because Midjourney already created a beautiful village for us. It just lacked the details and quality we looked for. In this example, however, I noticed that the opposite was better. So here is the original image. Here is the refined upscale one with subtle changes. Here is the default one. And on this, the creativity level has been maxed out. So the reason why I prefer the more creative one in this example is because of the hands and feet. The higher the creativity, the better the hands and the feet turn out. This made me realize that even though Midjourney might create better looking settings and images, its weakness is the quality and deformities. However, this is the best solution for exactly that. The refined upscaler is more intelligent and looks through the different parts of the image and changes it to the better while upscaling the image for you. This is literally the best complement for Midjourney and any other AI image generator. If you are into AI videos and turn images into videos, this should be an essential part of your workflow. Even though the AI video models reduce the overall quality of your images once turned into a video, it is still important to have a high quality and upscaled image as your first frame. Especially if you're using a motion brush like I am doing in this video. If you're feeling comfortable, you can also combine different parts of your images. Let's say you have a great background in one image and a better generated hands and fingers in the second image. I put the images above each other in Photoshop and then replace the different parts and elements that I like better with the other image. Just make sure you use an eraser with soft edges and decrease the hardness. It replaces and merges the two images very effectively. It's tricks like this that can save you hours of prompting in search for the perfect result. If you don't have Photoshop, you can use the Inpainting and Expanding tool inside of Openart. For this image, we can add a Santa Claus statue by selecting this area here above the wooden basket and write Santa Claus statue holding a spoon. Now suddenly we have 4 images of a Santa Claus, and even Santa needs to eat. And if you like snowballs, don't forget to subscribe, and thank you for watching. Bye bye.
Don't forget to subscribe.